Man, I got a question to ask everybody, man. Why y'all keep playing with your recovery like you got options? Right? Why you keep playing like you don't remember the pain? You don't remember the homelessness. You don't remember, you know what I'm saying, losing everything in your life. Right? Why gamble with it? Why risk your soul? Why risk your future? Why risk everything to go back? Right? And then why come into it and do nothing with it? Right? Why get sober to go back to what broke you? You know, I look at so many people settling for less, right? And it breaks my heart, right? Because when I came into recovery, like, I knew I couldn't live an average life. I knew God didn't put me here to live an average life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer that, man, God put us all here to be great in our own way. He put you here to do great things, be great. You know what I'm saying? And boy, we fall so short, but it's not our lack of faith. It's our lack of work ethic. I'm tired of watching people come up in the rooms and they're only there once or twice, or they leave, and then they leave and you never see them again. It makes me feel guilty, like I did something wrong, and it's not that I did something wrong. They just don't want to work for it. They have no work ethic. I went through most of my life, 38 years, with no work ethic. I wanted everything handed to me. That's why I sold drugs. That's why I hit licks. That's why I was looking at life in prison. That's why my life was pretty much over. Because I had no work ethic. I had no drive. I had no mission. Let me tell you something, every man needs a mission in life. When you say, what's your mission, right? And I'm going to ask you, what'd you dream about when you were a little kid? Right? Where do you want to be? What's the destination? And then how you going to get there? Right? I knew when I was in treatment, if I went and just got me a bum-o job, I'd go right back to using. I would go right back. So I said, no, I got to go to school. I got to educate myself. Put myself through college. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about somebody who has nothing. So having nothing is not an excuse. I had nothing. Clothes on my back, that was it. Took my butt to school every day. Donation shoes, donation shirt. I grinded from the bottom. I got it out the mud. I was almost dead. I had liver failure. I couldn't even walk, bro. Still went to college. You can do it. You gotta put your mind to it. It's a mindset shift. You can't keep telling yourself, I can't do things. And you gotta start, I can. Stop thinking, what happens if I don't make it? What happens if I do make it? In our world today, we're so consequence focused. The consequences of our actions instead of the rewards of our work. Man, you gotta work. God rewards hard work. God don't reward those who give up. God don't reward those who look back. I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth. Faith works. They go together. You can't separate the two. Some people think they can just put all their faith in God and nothing in themselves. But let me tell you something. Your work ethic matches your faith. The harder you work, the stronger your faith. So I see people all the time that say, man, I believe in God, but they have no faith in themselves. Then you don't believe that God put you here to be great. So really, you got to ask yourself, how faithful are you? When you don't believe that you can do nothing with your life, you don't believe that God put you here for a reason. Man, God put you here for a reason, but you got to work for it. You can't let it go. And you've got to stop using your addiction as a crutch. It's not a crutch. It's a challenge. You either rise to the challenge or you fall from a challenge. That's it. You win or you lose. 4 years ago, I made the decision, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I went out there and everybody told me, Shawn, you're going to lose. Shawn, you're going to lose. You're going to go back to prison. You're going to be like this the rest of your life. I've been turned down at every road. The world has tried to shut me down at every road. I never gave up. I said, screw it. Y'all ain't going to help me win. I'll do it by myself. And I'm still here. I'm still here. Fighting. I thug it out on my own if I have to, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to win. I'm not going back to what I used to be. I remember being homeless 15 years. I remember being hungry 15 years. I remember being on drugs 25 years. I remember prison. I remember all the bad times in my life, and I'm not going back to that. You can't push me back. You can't take me back. My life's too good today. It's not happening. And that's how you have to be. Enough is enough. Quit making your recovery negotiable. Some of y'all sitting at the table with it. You're sitting at the table with addictions talking about the terms of your surrender. What? Matter of fact, nowadays you want me to show up, you gotta pay me. I am no longer negotiating with things that try to destroy me. And we spend so much time trying to negotiate with things that try to destroy us. Man, wake up. Wake up. For real. Why go back to what broke you? Why settle for less when God put you here to be great? Why be average when God put you here to be great? Why be average when average wasn't good enough for you before? If it wasn't good enough for you before, what makes you think it's going to be good enough for it now? And you say, oh, because AA taught me to be humble. Man, I got to be humble enough to accept correction. I got to be humble enough to be teachable. And I got to be humble enough to know that everything I get in life can be taken back. Other than that, I got to fight. I got to fight. Because the world ain't going to give you nothing. The world ain't going to give you anything. No breaks. Just like your addiction. It ain't going to give you nothing. No breaks. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all want this part-time gig. Like recovery is a part-time gig, bro. Your addiction is going to attack you every day of the week. So why are you going to fight it on Monday and make deals with it on Friday? Why are you going to cast it out on a Tuesday and embrace it on a Sunday? It don't make no sense, bro. In recovery, we work over ourselves so much in life. Take 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. Man, stop stepping back. Step up. Get motivated. Turn up. You know what I'm saying? And something that people will never forget is the energy you put into something. That's the first thing we realize when we walk into a room full of people. It's not the way they're dressed. It's not the way they're talking. It's their energy. When somebody walks in and walks back out, and you say, hey man, what's up? I don't like that vibe, bro. I don't like that vibe. I'm not feeling it, right? Because you feel that energy in the room. You got to change your energy. You got to quit putting out all them negative vibes and start putting out some positive vibes, right? You got to quit worrying about what everybody else is doing and worry about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to sit here and prove myself to nobody. My work ethic speaks for me. I no longer have to step in a room and defend myself to nobody. My work ethic speaks for me. Can't nobody knock my grind today. Nobody. That's how you have to live your life. I don't have to worry about defending myself. My work ethic speaks for me. Wake up, y'all. Quit being so humble and passive that you don't fight for your life. Fight for your life. It's your life. It's the only one you get. Some of y'all acting like you get another one. Oops. I tried. Man, no, you don't get another shot at this. Half my life is over. I'm spending the next half living the best life I ever lived. And today, I'm going to tell you right now, my life is so good, I ain't never going back. When you get the keys to the game and you realize where you... Bro, ain't no way. Ain't no way. There's too much riding on it. There's too much riding on it. I ain't going back. That's how you got to get. You got to get headstrong. Some of y'all out there want to be leaders. To lead, first you must follow. To lead, first you must master yourself. You must master your craft. And until you can master yourself and master your craft, you will never lead. Until you master yourself and master your craft, you will never be successful. You have to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there. Not you and your crew. Not bring somebody with you. Because I'm going to keep it honest with you. You know why that don't work? You know why you can't bring nobody into recovery with you? Because their goals ain't your goals. Their ambition ain't your ambition. God built us all unique. Every person in this world is different. What sense does it make that we're going to go through the same things and get the same results? It don't. It's not even fathomable. You know what I'm saying? What sense does it make to say I spent 25 years destroying my life, but I'm going to get it all back in 2 weeks? I'm going to show up to an AA room and they're going to have all my answers and I'm just going to come out of here like just cured off the rip. Nah, bro. It's not how it works. You have to fight the addiction of disease the same way it fights you. With intensity, with clarity, with dignity, with truth, honesty, integrity, right? You can't stop fighting with this old you mentality. You can't quit wrestling with ideals that you had in a past life. You have to create a new person. That's what I had to do. I had to tear down the old me and I had to create a new, right? I'm nothing like the man I used to be. Nothing like the man I used to be. And today I'm good. I'm at peace. I'm motivated. I'm energized. And not only that, I have become an inspiration to other people simply by working on me. You know, there's people on social media that like to pop off their little comments every now and then, bro. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm about to push a button on this cat. You know what I mean? And I don't even have to. Somebody else shoots first. You know what I'm saying? Like, let your work ethic speak for you. You're going to get exactly out of this program what you put into it. If you don't put nothing into it, you ain't going to get nothing out of it. If you don't put nothing into life, you're not going to get nothing out of it. I don't care how much you pray, bro. I don't care how much you pray. If you don't work, you will never see results. I could pray for $1 million every day, but until I work for it, I'm never going to get it. I could pray to get my family back, but if I don't work for it, I'm never going to get it. If I don't want the high-paying jobs, if I don't want to call nobody boss, if I don't want nobody to tell me how to live my life, then I have to work for it. I have to show up every day. I had this revelation the other day, man. I'm sitting there, and you know, everybody used to tell me, man, Shawn, you gotta do something different, bro. You gotta do something different. The way you living ain't right, the things you're doing ain't right. You gotta do something different. And I was sitting there like, yeah, you know what? I do need to do something different. But I've been told that my whole life. You got to do something different. You got to do something different. And then I just had this snap thought, man. Man, I ain't got to do nothing different. I just got to do more. More. So what did I do? I quit showing up to work at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I quit waking up at 8:30 with 20 minutes to get to the job. Bro, I'm up at 4 a.m. every morning, hitting y'all with this morning motivation. I'm up at 4 a.m. doing my devotional. I'm up at 4 a.m. drinking my coffee, making sure my day's planned out. You know what I'm saying? It's work ethic. If you want to succeed at what you're doing, you don't do some things different. You do more. When we do things different, we become masters of starting over. And us in addiction, bro, we are masters of starting over. We are comfortable starting over. I couldn't tell you how many years I was homeless. People steal my stuff. People, you know, this and that. It's everything in the streets, man. Every day it felt like I was starting over. Every day. But you know what? It's not about starting over. It's about finishing the game. You got to become a finisher, right? That's something we don't know nothing about. We know how to start over. We know how to repeat the cycle. But what we don't know is how to finish. We don't know what that success even feels like. And that's where you got to get. And to do that, you got to do some real uncomfortable things. You got to put yourself in the room. You got to put yourself back in the classroom. You got to start at the bottom and work to the top. You know what I'm saying? You have to take ownership of your life. Treat your job like you own it. What? Treat your job like you own it. Treat your family like you own it. Treat your life like you own it. Everything about you like it is yours. My dad never gave me nothing as a child. And now I understand why. Because he said, man, when you pay for it with your own money, with your own time, with your own sweat, with your own blood, you'll appreciate it then. Lo and behold, my whole life I didn't appreciate nothing. I clucked stuff off. I had no respect for money. You know, I gave away everything. Why? Because I had no respect for it. I didn't earn it. When you earn it, you hold on to it. When you earn it, it's yours. You take ownership of it. Take ownership of your life in every single way. I ain't got to worry about what everybody else is doing. Everybody too worried about what the world's doing. Man, I ain't got to worry about none of that. I got to worry about me. I got to take ownership of me. And if I can do that, I'm on the right path to succeed. Because I'll take care of me. I'll take care of what I own. I'm not going to take care of what I stole, what was given to me. You know what I'm saying? I done proved that. But what's mine is mine. And I ain't letting nobody else take it. So if you take anything from this conversation today, take ownership over your life. Quit playing with your recovery like you got options, man, and make it non-negotiable. You got to set a non-negotiable boundary. I ain't going back. Can't push me back. Can't take me back. I don't want you. I want something better. I want something real. I want everything God made me to be. And I'm going to get there. One day at a time. Y'all stay blessed.